It's a beautiful evening here in College Park. Just a few days after their Big Five meets, these two teams will meet here tonight for a late season Big Ten gymnastics meet. Welcome inside of the Xfinity Center on the campus of the University of Maryland, just outside of our nation's capital, where the Maryland Terrapins host the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I'm Shane Connick, very happy to be joined again by former Maryland Terp, Kirsten Peterman. And Kirsten, when you were here last year, it was pretty rare that you had this quick turnaround in between meets that Maryland and Rutgers have had here today.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple times during season that we would have what we call a double weekend, so you compete twice in one weekend. But other than that, these meets are pretty spaced out. They have a week to prepare. These teams have had 2 or 3 practices to prepare this time, so we'll see how they deal with that quick turnaround. Really excited to see what each team can do here tonight.
Maryland last competing on Friday, the Scarlet Knights on Saturday. And a lot of times in those kinds of situations, you kind of want to rely on your veteran leaders that you may have working with the underclassmen. And Maryland has 3 seniors, including Audrey Barber, who shined at the Big Five meet.
Yeah, last time out, Audrey tied her season high in the all-around with a 39.4, and a lot of that stems from a huge score of a 9.925 that she achieved on the uneven bars last time.
And then also, Alexis Rubio had to step up in the Big Five meet last time and compete in the all-around for the first time ever. And she thrived in that role, placing 5th overall.
Yeah, Shane, you said it. Step up. Alexis had to do just that. She had to step up in a time where her team needed her. And she did great in the all-around. She scored a 39.0. We're not going to see her in the all-around tonight. She's not competing on beam, but we're going to see her on 3 events. And we're really excited to see what Alexis can do here.
On the other side for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, Belle Huang has been a great piece for them. And so Maryland was hosting the Big Five meet here. Scarlet Knights were in Ann Arbor, and Belle Huang set a season high there.
Yeah, another all-arounder, and she set a season high in the all-around of a 39.25. And a lot of that stems from season highs on uneven bars and beam. She had a 9.725 in the bars rotation last time out and a 9.9 on beam.
So taking a look at what's going to be going on here, Maryland starting off on the vault as the home team, and we'll be ending with the floor exercise. There is Brett Nelligan, the head coach for the Maryland Terrapins. He is in his 12th season at the helm of the Terps. He's been very proud lately of the way that everyone has been stepping up on this team lately amid injuries, amid different things going on. And he also took over for his father originally, Bob Nelligan, as the head coach 12 years ago. And he's from Maryland, along with Rutgers head coach Umi Salim Beasley. She's in her 3rd season with the Scarlet Knights, and she has known Brett since he was 7. And Brett's mom coached Umi's sister. A lot of connections there. Bob Nelligan, Brett's father, went to Hills Gymnastics in Gaithersburg, where Umi Salim Beasley trained, where various Scarlet Knights trained, various Terps trained. And these two people have known each other for a while. They call this matchup really kind of a friendly relationship, not a rivalry, nothing like that, because they know each other. A lot of girls on Rutgers are from Maryland. Head coaches from Maryland, and a lot of them have known each other for a long time. And Umi Salim Beasley has been with Rutgers. This is her 3rd season as the head coach, but she was with the Scarlet Knights years before that as the recruiting coordinator. And instead of just recruiting mainly in the Garden State and some other places, she started to really expand its region to Florida, South Carolina, Arizona, Massachusetts. Then she went over to Temple as the head coach, and at Temple University, each of the top 10 team scores came under her tenure. And she was named the ECAC Coach of the Year. She came back to the Scarlet Knights as their head coach, and now is in her 3rd season here, named the 8th head coach in Rutgers history. So the Scarlet Knights and the Terps are moments away from getting this one rolling. We're taking a look at the order on the vault for the Maryland Terrapins. It'll be Reese McClure leading it off. McClure, the sophomore out of Frederick, Maryland.
And we're going to see Reese do a Yurchenko full, just a tiny slide back, and that is a great, great vault to start off this rotation.
McClure really coming into her own this year. Coach says she's been performing more like a junior or a senior than a sophomore.
And you see lots of height off that vault and lots of distance on the landing there. Exactly what the judges want to see.
So next up, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are on the uneven bars, and it'll be Emily Draus to start it off there.
See a blind change there into a Jaeger release. Pack salto to the low bar. Beautiful handstand. Blind full. Double tuck dismount. And just a tiny hop forward, but that is a great start for Rutgers on the uneven bars.
Heading back over to the vault, Samantha Gilbert.
You see a replay here of the blind full into her dismount. And you see maybe her chest was just a little bit forward, but she covered it up super well.
And so now it'll be Samantha Gilbert going up on the vault for the Terps.
And you're gonna see Sam do a Yurchenko half. Blind landing, but she does it very well. Just has to take a tiny step forward. But that was a great vault for Sam.
Sam Gilbert, a freshman from Hamden, Connecticut, seeing some action early in this one.
Next on the bars for Rutgers, Kayla Newman.
So Kayla Newman will be up next for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Newman, the freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, has competed in in six meets thus far, including in the all-around at the Big Five. Career high on vault is a 9.8 in this season, which helped Rutgers boost a program record score away at Minnesota earlier in the season on February 20th. Here she is.
And Kayla has a season high on the bars of a 9.725. So really excited to see what she can do here for the Scarlet Knights on the uneven bars. As she gets the go-ahead from the judge. Beautiful release from Kayla. Great shoot over right into handstand. Double tuck dismount and just had to take the tiniest of steps backwards. That'll be a great routine for Rutgers.
So taking another look at Newman there on the uneven bars. One of the many freshmen in competition here back with Maryland.
And you saw a big Yurchenko full from senior Kalia Burgess. Just had to take a small hop backwards.
Kalia Burgess, one of Maryland's gymnasts to watch, named by the Big Ten Conference before this season. She's a senior out of Woodbridge, Virginia.
And you see great block off the table. She keeps a fairly laid out position in the air, which is exactly what the judges are looking for, and gets lots of distance off the table.
So that'll bring Belle Huang up on the uneven bars, and we talked a lot about her in the open.
Yeah, Belle is a standout all around for the Scarlet Knights.
And you know, she's a senior for Rutgers. She actually attended Tuscarora High School in Gaithersburg, Maryland, with Maryland's Reese McClure.
Yeah, a lot of connections that we have between Maryland and Rutgers, being very close in proximity. Belle was also just recently named as the AAI Award nominee, which is an award for the most outstanding female senior in women's gymnastics. toe on, right into a shoot over, landed right in handstand. Little short of that handstand there, but a very big Tkachev. Just the dismount left, blind full, double tuck, and a stuck landing for Rutgers. That will be their first, and they are excited about that one.
Take another look at that one as Bell Huang, the senior, standout senior for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, gets them fired up early. Back over to the vault, Alexis Rubio, the junior, going for the Terps.
We'll see her vault here. Does a Yurchenko full. Just a tiny step forward, maybe look for the landing a little bit too early. But lots of height and beautiful position in the air on that Yurchenko full from Alexis.
Alexis Rubio, we were talking a lot about her and the way that she stepped up in the last meet, competing in the all-around for the first time of her career and placing 5th overall at the Big 5 meet. Next up for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights is going to be Avery Balser on the bars. Balser, the freshman out of Carroll, Ohio, has competed in all 6 meets this year for Rutgers. She made her collegiate debut. Maryland saw that. It was in the tri-meet with Illinois and Maryland, and she led Rutgers on the bars with a 9.775 that day. Let's see what she has here.
Good blind change into her Jaeger release. Caught very nicely. Beautiful pack salto. Just the dismount. Double layout and another stick for Rutgers. That was a great routine from Avery. On vault, we have Audrey Barber. Does a Yurchenko full and just a tiny slide backward. That was a great vault.
Take another look at this one by the senior.
See very straight lines in the air. Her hips stay open in that Yurchenko full. That should be a good score for the senior. And we were talking about that AAI award. Audrey was also a nominee for that award for the most outstanding female senior in NCAA gymnastics.
So that'll take us back over to the uneven bars for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, where Abigail Karolewski will take the bars next. Karolewski, a junior out of Hillsborough, New Jersey. One of a few Scarlet Knights who are from the Garden State. She's competed in 5 meets. She had a season high 9.825 in the Big 5 meet. She had her career high on bars is a 9.85. And when she was a freshman, she led the lineup with a 9.775 on the bars at the Big Ten Championships.
Mounts the bar. Beautiful handstand. See a big release. Looked like she was just a little too far from the bar there to grasp it. Had to take a fall. But we're gonna see her finish strong here. Great handstand. Shoot over to the low bar. Just the dismount left. Big double layout and just a small step backwards.
Next up on ball for the Terps, Alaka Vitia.
Maryland sophomore Aleka Chiknius, Spartanburg, South Carolina, where she attended Spartanburg Day High School with NBA star Zion Williamson.
And that was a fantastic Yurchenko tucked 1.5 vault from Aleka. This is her first time competing in the vault this season, and that is a great way to start. A 10.0 start value on that vault. That's the only 10.0 start value in this lineup. So we see a replay here. And just a small step forward, you can see how happy she is, and her team is equally as happy.
Next up, Rutgers is going to be sending one of its stars up onto the uneven bars, and sophomore Hannah Joyner. She's the first gymnast in Rutgers history to reach a 9.9 in all 4 events.
Next on bars for the Scarlet Knights, Hannah Joyner.
And Hannah's another one of those gymnasts that, again, is just a sophomore, but does not compete with like that. She competes with poise and with confidence, and she looks almost like she's a junior or a senior.
And she's from Maryland. She attended Braden River High School and is from Waldorf. At the Big 5 meet in Ann Arbor, she came in 3rd in the all-around.
Looks like we're just waiting on some judges here.
And a cool thing about her, she's moved to a lot of different places throughout her life, including at one stop in Texas, where she trained with Simone Biles under coach Amy Borman, the 2016 U.S. Olympic women's gymnastics coach, and Simone Biles' personal coach for 12 years. So she's going to bring that wealth of experience here to the uneven bars.
Great handstand to start things off. Blind change into a big Jaeger. Great shoot over to handstand. And a full out dismount, just had to hop back, but she covered it up. She went right into her salute, and that's exactly what Rutgers needed after a fall.
So that'll bring us to the exhibition round for Maryland. It'll be Randy Morris heading on to the vault.
Randy does a Yurchenko layout half, and she did it very well. She had a lot of power there and had to, hop forward a little bit, but that was beautiful position in the air and great block off the table.
Take another look at this one from Morris, the senior out of Arlington, Texas, who spent her freshman and sophomore years at Bowling Green, competed in 5 meets on the floor and 4 there on the vault for Maryland as a junior, was a standout last year. Scarlet Knights in their exhibition are going to send Kiera Doherty-Hurwitz, the junior out of Bedford, Massachusetts, onto the uneven bars.
And these exhibition spots are great for the gymnasts. It gives them a chance to, get some practice in a competition setting without having their score count towards the overall event total. Does a blind change. Oh, fought for it. Into a Jaeger. And then right into a shoot, but it looked like she was a little far. I'm sure that fight on the blind change took up some of her energy.
A lot of gymnastics in Kiera's family. Her twin brother, Liam, is on the UC Berkeley gymnastics team and competed at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships in 2018.
Takes another fall on that squat on. She'll look to finish strong here. Does a blind full right on top of the bar into a double tuck. And remember, these exhibition spots are just time to get practice. So you know, she came out here and she fought for that bar team, which is exactly what you want to see.
So that will conclude the opening rotation here from the Xfinity Center. Taking a look at the scores that we have here, the Terps totaling a 48.925 after the vault.
And they were led by Aleka's vault, that 1.5 in the tuck position that we saw, a 9.85.
So Rutgers and Maryland through one rotation. You are watching gymnastics on the Big Ten Network. Welcome back to the Xfinity Center in College Park. Very tightly contested thus far, just as we anticipated, between the Scarlet Knights and the Maryland Terrapins. Second rotation is starting soon, but first, last time out, Emma Silberman, Maryland sophomore, a Big Ten gymnast to watch, suffered a tough injury, and she will miss the remainder of the season.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Gymnastics is a sport where, you know, injuries happen quite frequently, and this one was a hard one to watch. We see Emma go down there. That was last week at the Big 5 meet. Unfortunately, Emma did suffer an ACL tear and will be out for the rest of the season. But she's a fighter, and talking to her this week, she wants to still be there for her team in any way, in any capacity that she can. Obviously, you see her there on crutches, holding that knee. But she's still going to be out here tonight, and she's going to be cheering on her team and helping them in any way that she can.
Her coach, Brett Nelligan, said it's heartbreaking for her. She's such a good kid, such a super hard worker, and she worked to get into the all-around her freshman year, kind of stayed there and just been a star for the team. But he said she's such a positive, hard-working kid, and he has no doubt that she'll be back better than ever. Big reason why Alexis Rubio stepped up last time, competed in the all-around, did an outstanding job stepping up, and Coach Nelligan really talked about that a lot, about you know things get a little turbulent, trouble, routines, things, and how his leaders, seniors particularly, and Audrey Barber, Kalia Burgess, and Sabria Rouse has really been able to step up and really serve as leaders on this team with the underclassmen and with everyone else, and everyone on this team filling in for each other. And he said that he told them yesterday, before this big meet coming up today, he told them, let's just have fun. He said a big thing is gratitude this whole season. We got the opportunity to play, so many people involved letting this happen, and here they are competing once again in 2021.
And I think that's a huge thing about gymnastics, not only with this, the culture of the Maryland Terrapins gymnastics team, but in general, stepping up is something that is huge. You never know what week to week, what might happen or what it might bring, injuries, illness, and everyone on the team needs to be ready to step in when they're called upon and do the routine or be there in any capacity for their team.
Coach Nelligan said that it's really hard to replace routines and just one-on-one. It's not like you could just say, okay, that person's not in, we're going to put in this person, and that you need to replace by committee. And that this team has just done a great job with people stepping up in different ways, just as we saw Alexis Rubio do last time, and different gymnasts, and a lot of times it's unsure who's going to compete when, where, and different committees, like I said, are placing by committee. So that will, I'll get going with the vault. Jenna Ferguson, the sophomore out of Wellsville, Pennsylvania, will lead Rutgers off on the vault.
And Jenna does a Yurchenko full. That is as closest to a stuck landing as I'm going to give it a stick. That was great. Over to bars, Aleka Chiknias, the sophomore. Great handstand to start things off. Yeager, great hand position. Beautiful shoot over. Gonna go back up to the bar. Good handstand, just the dismount left. You're gonna see a double layout. And I would give that a stick as well. She covered that up very nicely. And they're going to give it to her, too. I see the stick chain. Great body position in the air. You see how Aleka is very laid out.
Aleka Chickney is sticking the landing there, and now back over to the Scarlet Knights. Avery Balser is up on the vault.
Another big Yurchenko fold, just a tiny step backwards, but beautiful height off the table there for Avery.
Taking another look at the freshman who has competed in the first 2 rotations for the Scarlet Knights in this one.
You see a little angle in her hips in that vault. Not as laid out maybe as the judges would like to see, but again, great height off the table.
That will bring up Olivia Weir for Maryland on the bars.
Next up on bars for the Terps, Olivia.
She's a freshman as well out of Garnett Valley, Pennsylvania. And immediately came onto the scene for Maryland against Penn State in that opening meet.
And Olivia is a competitor. So we see her mount the bar here. Blind full. Into a Jaeger. Sorry, a Ginger there. Good shoot over. Another blind full. Double tuck. And a stuck landing for the freshman. They are excited about that one.
Look at how fired up all of her teammates are as all the Terps rush over to her to celebrate. And that's something that Coach Nelligan continued to talk about, is about no fans here, you're providing your own energy. And he said that in that Big 5 meet with all the different teams here and Maryland being so loud, so much energy, it felt like the place was full.
We see Emily Lease on vault. Big Yurchenko full, lots of distance there, had a lot of energy and had to take a little hop/step backwards. But a great vault overall.
Emily Lease, the 5th meet she's competing in this season.
You see a replay of Olivia's dismount. Beautiful double tuck. You see sophomore Reese jumping up and down in excitement for the freshman.
Even Emma Silverman hopped over there.
That energy is contagious. I'll tell you, as a former gymnast, you just really, even if you're not competing, you have all of your energy put into the gymnast that is competing, and when they stick, it almost feels like you stick it too.
And this year even more so when you're the only ones who are cheering each other on.
Absolutely. They need to bring all the energy as the fans, no fans here, to bring that energy for them.
So that'll bring us to Sophia LeBlanc on the uneven bars.
Blind full into a Ginger. Last time out, Sophia had a career high of a 9.8. See a beautiful shoot over there. Another blind full into a double tuck. And another stuck landing. Those sticks are contagious.
And the Terps are definitely excited about that one. And that will bring Kayla Newman, the freshman, back up for the Scarlet Knights, this time on the vault.
And Kayla also does a Yurchenko full. Looked like she maybe didn't get the block that she needed off the table. Landed with her chest forward and had to take a hop and step forward. I'm gonna see the replay here. See her body position in the air was a little piked. The judges will take for that.
As for Rutgers' Kayla Newman, it was against Illinois and Maryland in a meet earlier this season. Maryland had its, because Maryland and Rutgers seen each other twice this year. The first time was because Maryland's meet against Michigan State had to be postponed. Rutgers, they reached out to him. Rutgers having a meet with Illinois, made it a tri-meet. Coach Nelligan said Rutgers very nice to him after that, and it's always great to see them. They had another meet on January 30th as well. But anyway, in that Rutgers-Illinois tri-meet, Kayla Newman made her collegiate debut and scored a 9-7 on the vault. So Sonia Glauber up for the Terps.
And last time out at that Big 5 meet, Sonia had a season high on bars with a 9.95, which not only is her season high, but it also tied the program record on bars at Maryland. See a big Tkachev. Down to her shoot over, beautiful handstand. Sonia has great line on this event. Another beautiful handstand, just the dismount left. She's gonna do a double layout. And has to take a step forward. Maybe was anticipating the landing a little too soon, getting ahead of herself there, but that was a fantastic routine from the junior.
And so that will bring Belle Huang back up for the Scarlet Knights.
Another Yurchenko full for Belle. Also looked like maybe she was anticipating the landing a little too soon. Had to take a step forward, but stayed on her feet.
Taking another look at that one from Belle Huang.
See, maybe she was a little bit high on the table, didn't get the block she needed.
She was the 2019 Rutgers team MVP a season ago. Talking a bit about Hills Gymnastics today, a number of gymnasts on both Maryland and Rutgers competed there, along with Coach Ume Salim Beasley of Rutgers. She is from the Old Line State, known for producing gymnasts of a high caliber. Saying it earlier, but Brett Nelligan's mother coached Ume's Salim Beasley's sister. Bob Nelligan, former Maryland head coach, his father coached Hills and coached Ume Salim Beasley in the summer. Back when they were younger, she's known Brett since he was 7 years old. So lots and lots of connections here in this one.
And we see Coach Brett Nelligan talking senior Audrey Barber through her routine. Audrey is ranked 11th nationally on this event, and she is also ranked number 2 on bars in the Big Ten. Really excited to see what Audrey does on this event tonight.
Coach Nelligan said that people like Barber are always telling the younger kids, you've got this. And he said they score a lot of points, which is great, but even more importantly, it's that kind of leadership that really kind of steadies the boat for the whole team.
And Coach Brett walks all the girls through their routine prior to them mounting the bar. It's just one of those things where you do a little bit of visualization, you get in the right headspace, and you're ready to go. Just like Audrey is right here. See a huge release right into a shoot over. Back up to the high bar. Great handstand on top of the bar. Double layout dismount coming. And a stuck landing for the senior. They're gonna be very happy with that one. And that is why Audrey is ranked so highly on this event.
Audrey Barber continuing to look great for Maryland, and now back over on the other side.
And that was a great vault from Hannah Joyner. Yurchenko full. I'd give her the stick. I think she hopped out of it quick enough and presented to the judges. Great body position in the air. Great block off the table.
was talking a lot about Hannah Joyner and how she was training with Simone Biles and 2016 U.S. Olympic coach and all that in Texas. Something else, she was actually starred on the back of an Olympic hopefuls cornflakes box and in a Kellogg's commercial with Simone Biles. And Coach Saline Beasley said that Joyner is just a tremendously hard worker, and she thinks that last year as a freshman, she had a dominant season, and she said that, Coach said that she thinks that set the tone for what her career is going to look like. She's just very motivated. She motivates her teammates well, in addition to having so much talent herself. Just a great gymnast to have. And she also added that she's going to push her level of difficulty over the years and expects her to really rise in the rankings and break even more records at Rutgers. And that will bring Alexis Rubio up to the uneven bars.
Alexis does a giant half into a Ginger, catches a little close there, a little leg separation, but hangs on. Down to her shoot over. Line full, double tuck. Looked like she was just a little late there on the blind full. Finished just a little out of handstand and had to make a quick decision into that dismount, had to take the step forward.
So we've reached the end of the competition, or aspect, the ones that'll count for points. We have the exhibitions now, and Jaden Raby is up for Rutgers.
Does Yurchenko full? Looked like there was just a little bit of leg bend in that at the beginning. Judges will take for that, but again, a great opportunity to get some practice on the competition floor.
She competed in one meet earlier this season. It was on the vault against Maryland. She posted a 9.175, and now we have the results from Rutgers, totaling a 48.575. And Hannah Joyner and Jenna Ferguson each posting a 9.775 for the lead on Rutgers.
And it looks like we're going to have one more exhibition here. Each team is allowed up to 2 exhibitions on each event.
And this time it's Kieran Ross, the freshman out of Reno, Nevada. She competed in the meet with Maryland and Illinois, posted a 9.425 on the vault as well. Good to see these freshmen and younger gymnasts seeing action here in these exhibition rounds, Coach Ume Saline Beasley using that opportunity to give them some action in a Big Ten meet.
And Kieran does a very unique vault. She does a back handspring full onto the table into tuck off. She sticks it there. You see her chest was a little forward when she landed, but that was a great vault and a great opportunity to, get that competition landing.
Absolutely is, and so we have now reached the end of 2 rotations here in College Park, Maryland. The Terps and the Scarlet Knights competing here out on the mats in gymnastics, and we will be back soon on the Big Ten Network. Welcome back to the Xfinity Center, Rutgers, Maryland, and a close one. We saw Rutgers with the 48.575 on the vault. Maryland on the bars posts a 49.125.
Yeah, and that score, a lot of it comes from career highs. We see Sophia, the sophomore, post a career high of a 9.825. That is the second week in a row that she breaks her career high. We also see the freshman Olivia Weir with a career high of a 9.8. And then, of course, Audrey Barber leads us off with a 9.9 on the uneven bars.
As for the Scarlet Knights, they will be on the floor to begin. Maryland will head over to the balance beam in the second half of today's gymnastics meet. Taking a look at the lineup for the Terps. Kalia Burgess leading it off. Audrey Barber, number 6 in the rotation. As Ume Salim Beasley said, always gets excited coming to Maryland. Fun to see familiar faces, all sorts of connections with the Scarlet Knights and the Terrapins. And a lot of fun for a lot of these folks. Lately, Rutgers coach Ume Salim Beasley said that the team has been practicing with more of a purpose, is what she told us yesterday. She said that on Monday, girls are really making the best use of their time in practice. You know, no one's standing around. She said just a lot of gymnastics going on, but not just a lot of gymnastics and people practicing, but the quality. People, you know, trying to get better, looking at, you know, minor details, not just, you know, little things like sticking landings, leg separations, all that kind of stuff, and really seeing improvements, she was saying.
And that's something that's super important, especially when you have meets so close together. You only have a couple practices, so you need to make the most of them, and you need to bring that quality up, especially going in to the postseason. See Coach Erin Dooley there with Kalia Burgess.
Erin Dooley was teammates with Coach Ume Salim Beasley at Hills Gymnastics. They've known each other since they were 10 years old.
Kalia Burgess is a beautiful beam worker. Front toss into a back handspring and absolutely solid. See, great split position on both of those jumps. Side semi, spot on. Kalia is someone who has been in this beam lineup for a while, being a senior now, and she knows exactly what this leadoff position is all about. Looking to get her team off to a great start, just the dismount left. As they swing through to a front full, just a tiny step backwards, but that was a fantastic routine for the senior. You see that smile at the end? She is so confident as a beam worker.
So after Kalia Burgess over to the floor we go with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. It'll be Avery Balser up first.
And floor is one of those events where you can really showcase your personality. Does a great double tuck to start things off. Second pass, 1.5, front layout, great landing. You see her teammates getting into her choreography with her. Last pass here for Avery. Front Rudy, and a great finish. That is exactly what they want to see in their leadoff spot.
Next on the beam from the Turks, Sophie.
Rutgers fired up after that performance.
See a replay of that second pass there. Great height on both of those skills. And another fabulous landing.
So over to the beam we go with Maryland. It'll be Sophia LeBlanc.
Great back handspring layout, step out from Sophia. switch split into a switch half. Good connection, little balance check there. Sophia is one of those gymnasts that had to step up last week and put herself in this beam lineup. Great 180 on those jumps. Full twisting dismount and a great landing.
Just taking a look at the dismount there from Sophia LeBlanc.
And I'm gonna give her a stick. I think she stepped out of it just on time.
Back onto the floor we go with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. It'll be Stephanie Zanella.
Next on floor for Rutgers, Stephanie Zanella.
Zanella, the Belmead, New Jersey native out of Immaculata High School from Somerset County. Here we go.
Does a double tuck to start. Looked like she had a bit too much rotation there. Had to take the fall. Does a whip into a double twist. Just the last pass left. Front handsprings, front layout, front full. The little short on that landing there. And that was a good way for Stephanie to come back from that first pass. See the last pass there again.
So Alexis Rubio will not be up now on the beam. That is Olivia Weir. Originally it was going to be Alexis Rubio. She will be in the exhibition here.
Olivia does a back handspring layout step out. Looked a little bit crooked on that one, but she saved it. The standing layout step out. Great leaps there. Olivia just has the dismount left. She has a back handspring into a 1.5 twist, and she does it so well. It was a great routine for the freshman.
Olivia Weir, the freshman, seeing a lot of action in this season for the Terps.
You see her excitement at the end of that routine.
So Rutgers soon to get set on the floor.
Looks like we're just waiting on a judges conference.
Talking about Umi Salim Beasley a lot today, and the way that when she took over, because she was the recruiting coordinator at Rutgers during her first stint there. This was back in 2012 to 15 as an assistant coach. Way before she became the head coach, she was the head coach over at Temple for 3 years after that. And she really changed the way they recruited, like we've kind of said, looking at states like Florida, South Carolina, Arizona, Massachusetts. And she said that, willing to just go anywhere to find talent. And something that she's done has really tried to key in on states that don't have big collegiate gymnastics programs. Like, for example, states like Florida, have University of Florida, Texas have Texas Women's University, a D2 school. And really look into those other places and bring talent in like she has, especially like right now. Hannah Joyner, we know how talented she was coming in. Now a sophomore has already shattered some records at Rutgers already.
In this time where the judges are conferencing, you just got to stay loose. As the next gymnast up, you have to stay ready in your mind, but you also just have to relax, and you see them doing just that, staying very loose and very excited.
Emily Wood's about to perform a floor routine for Rutgers. How nerve-wracking is it if you're about to perform particularly a floor routine, and then all of a sudden there's this lull before that and this suspense building up?
Yeah, I think gymnastics is one of those events where it's pretty quick. The judges usually are fairly fast, but there's times where they do want to make sure that they're making the right calls, so they do have to have a conference and talk over a couple things. So I think it's something that as a gymnast you're always prepared for. It's not something that you would like, because you would like to be able to go right away when you're ready, but you have to be prepared for anything.
Look at them dancing, staying loose like you said. This Maryland team is 6-7. Rutgers 1-8. But we were talking about this earlier off the air, actually. But at this point in the season, it's not the record that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about getting that high score to count towards your national qualifying score, or NQS. At this point in the season, yes, there's a record. Yes, you want to accumulate wins, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is coming out here, hitting your routines, getting a big score that will count towards pushing you into that postseason.
So looking to get the most points that they can in this meet. And here we go. Emily Wood on the floor.
Emily going to want to put this Rutgers team back on their feet following a fall. Going to want to drop that last score. Does a front handspring into a Rudy, punch layout step out. Looks like she stepped on the line there, maybe out of bounds. Great leap combination. Second pass. So front handspring, front double twist, and that was a gorgeous landing. And that was a fantastic routine from Emily. You usually see gymnasts do 3 passes. She had enough difficulty that she only needed to do 2.
Emily Wood, a freshman from Kingsland, Georgia. This is the 7th meet where she has performed a floor routine, and she has a career high of a 9.825. Back over to the beam with Maryland. Senior
Sabria Rouse, you saw her do a standing back handspring or a standing back layout, step out. Going for her series, back handspring, back layout, step out, solid. Great jumps there. Just the dismount left for the senior. There's a round off 1.5 dismount and just a tiny hop forward. That was a great routine. Last meet on beam, she had to take a fall and only had a 9.275. So if I know Sabria, she got back in the gym and she was looking for perfection. Great body position in the air, and you see the smile on her face. She is excited.
Kayla Newman will be back up on the floor. Will be up on the floor for the Scarlet Knights. Third event she's competing in today already. The freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Big double pike for her first pass. Takes a great controlled landing step out of that. As she gets her team involved. Double tuck for the second pass. Looks like she didn't get enough height on that. One more pass for the freshman. This is a 1.5 punch front layout. And that was a good recovery from Kayla. Not the routine that I think she would have wanted. Rutgers will have to count a fall, but she recovered very well. You see that fall there, just a little short on her landing. But she came back strong and nailed that last pass.
So back over to the beam, it is Reese McClure up for the Terps.
Beautiful front aerial into a back handspring for Reese. Great extension on both of those jumps. Reese is so confident on this event, and although she's only a senior, she looks like she's a junior. Sorry, although she's only a sophomore, she looks like she is a junior or a senior on this event. Front toss into a split jump. Very unique dismount here. 1.5 and just a tiny shuffle back. See that front toss and great extension on that split jump. And a fantastic dismount. Reese is capable of very high scores on this event. She has a season high of a 9.925.
And so now it's time for Hannah Joyner on the floor for Rutgers.
Starts off with a massive double pike. Front handspring, front full into a front layout, and a very controlled landing. So you're having a lot of fun in this floor routine. One and a half front pike and a great landing.
Next on the team from Maryland.
That was a gorgeous routine from Hannah Joyner.
So after Hannah Joyner's routine gets everyone involved, also had the Let's Go RU chant with all of her teammates on the side watching on and cheering her on.
And she is happy with that floor routine.
Very smiley throughout, always love to see that. And now back for the Terps. It is on the, Audrey Barber is on the beat.
And that was a front aerial. Now a back handspring, layout, step out, and a solid landing. Front toss into a beat jump. She looked a little crooked there, but she saved it and didn't have to move her feet. That is why Audrey is an absolute veteran, not only on this event, but in the all-around. She knows exactly what is going to happen. Great leaps. Little balance check there on the full turn. Covers it up nicely. Goes for her dismount. Round off double twist. And I think that was a stick. I'm going to give her a stick.
And it looks like her teammates agree. They give her the chain.
See a different angle here. Yeah, that was a stick. Fantastic job from the senior.
And now let's see Belle Huang's floor routine.
There's a front handspring, front double twist to start. Very difficult pass. It's an E. Does a front handspring, Rudy into a back layout, step out. Looked like she maybe just landed a little bit with her chest down on the Rudy, causing her back layout step out to get stalled in the air. Belle really does a great job with her artistry in this routine. It's exactly what the judges are looking for. You have tumbling, but you also need to show off your dance just as much. Another Rudy to finish, and a great landing. And her teammates are very happy with that routine. You see that pass that I was talking about? Looks like, you know, she just got a little caught up in the air, but she recovered very well. And then a great last pass.
So that already completes the third rotation here, but we do, I believe, have an exhibition coming up for the Scarlet Knights. And on the beam is Alexis Rubio was might be going on the beam. Anyway, for Rutgers, they do have an exhibition on the floor as Kieran Ross is going to perform a routine there. Kieran Ross, saw her compete in an exhibition earlier on the vault as well. She is a freshman out of Reno, Nevada. I want to show more of that, you know, wide range of states that Coach Umi Salim Beasley has been recruiting from over at Rutgers.
And Kieran also has an older sister, Morgan Ross, who is the graduate volunteer assistant for the Maryland Terrapins and also competed in NCAA gymnastics at Alaska.
So they've been all over Nevada, Alaska, Maryland.
And Kieran has a very fun routine and dances super well. See a front layout or a back layout half into a front layout. Second pass. Does a Rudy, a little hop sideways on the landing, but continues to show off her dance. One more pass left for the freshman. Is a 1.5 punch front tuck and stays on her feet. That is a great job in the exhibition spot for Kieran.
You know, I've got to say, I don't think I've seen a floor exercise with that something about that music was just particularly loud. It felt like the place, you know, shaking a bit. That felt like it was packed in here for a second. I mean,
no kidding. The Xfinity Center was shaking for a minute.
An exciting performance there in the exhibition by Kieran Ross. And that brings us to the fourth rotation here in College Park, Maryland. Taking a look at Maryland on the beam, posting a 48.9, led by Reese McClure with a 9.875. And as for the Scarlet Knights on the floor, totaling a 48.225, led by a 9.875 as well. That was earned by Hannah Joyner. And so we have one more rotation coming up. Maryland on the floor, Rutgers on the beam, here on the Big Ten Network. Welcome back to the Xfinity Center in College Park, Maryland. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Maryland Terrapins in a close one. Maryland out in front after the first three rotations. So coming up soon, it'll be the Scarlet Knights over on the beam and the Maryland Terrapins finishing off this home meet on the floor.
And you're in for a treat on this last rotation. Rutgers is ranked number 25 on the balance beam, so that is where they excel as a team. And Maryland ranked number 26 on the floor exercise. They know how to have fun with the choreography, and I'm very excited for you all to see it.
Two of the best in the country at both of these. And so taking a look at the lineup for the Scarlet Knights on the balance beam, it'll be Jenna Ferguson leading it off. Belle Huang, the star senior, at the end. And as for the Terps on the floor, as Coach Nelligan gives them a little big talk before it, Aleka Chiknius will lead it off. And then Alexis Rubio's third event she's competing in today, Reese McClure, Sabria Rouse, Kalia Burgess, and Audrey Barber. What kind of, you competed for Maryland for 4 years. You have a home meet like this toward the end of the season. At the end, you're on the floor. What's Coach Nelligan saying to you guys?
He's saying to have fun and leave it all on the floor, to put all your energy into every single person that's on that floor, and then to get your team involved when you are on the floor.
And so they're going to look to do just that soon as the Terps take the floor at the end of this one. Scarlet Knights firing themselves up as well as they get ready to take the beam. It's a close one in College Park, coming down to the final rotation.
And Jenna being in that leadoff spot, she wants to be consistent up there. And usually the person in the leadoff spot is the one that is the most consistent on the balance beam. So she is looking to do just that and get her team started on the right foot.
Jenna Ferguson, a career high 9.8 on the beam. And here she goes in the final rotation.
See, Jenna looks very focused up there. Back handspring layout, step out. Great landing. Great switch split into switch half. Required full turn, does it beautifully. One arm back handspring into a 1.5 dismount and a stuck landing to start off this Rutgers beam lineup. See a great series there. Was gonna take a balance check, but she saved it. And then a great dismount.
And that will bring us to Aleka Chiknius's floor routine.
Starts with a front handspring into a Rudy, punch layout, step out, and she does that pass so beautifully. Great leaps. Aleka has really started to feel confident this year as a sophomore, and she shows off her dance so well. You see her smiling almost the entire routine. Clearly having fun out there. Just the last pass for the sophomore. Front handspring, front double twist. Looked a little bit short and crooked on that landing. Had to take a step sideways, but stayed on her feet. And a great way for this floor lineup to start. Great first pass. Just a little stumble on the second pass, but again, stayed on her feet and did exactly what she needed to do.
Maryland excited after Chiknius's performance, and now that will bring Kayla Newman up to the beam for Rutgers.
Starts with a full turn. Front toss, little balance check there. Back handspring 2-foot into back layout step out. Great jumps. And a swing full off the side of the beam. That was a good routine for Kayla. See her series there again, just a tiny wobble, but she pulled it back. And then that great stuck dismount.
So here's Alexis Rubio on the floor.
Sky high, double pike. Very controlled landing. Does a 1.5 punch front layout. Gearing up for the final pass. Alexis does a double tuck. Looks like she was a little short on that landing. Little stumble forward. But another hit routine for Maryland.
Next on the beam for Rutgers, Kira Dougherty-Hurwitz.
See that great connection pass there. And then that last pass again, landed with her chest down. Had to take a step forward to recover.
Alexis Rubio, a New Jersey native on the Terps. And now we go over back to New Jersey's collegiate Big Ten team on the beam.
There's a side aerial into a front aerial. Very difficult series. Great jumps there for Kira. Great extension on that jump. And another swing full, had to take a little hop forward, but a great routine for Kira.
Second action for Kira Dougherty-Hurwitz today. Earlier she was in the exhibition when Rutgers was on the bars. She in the number 3 slot here on the beam, and let's take another look.
Great extension on that dismount. And Kira's another one of those Rutgers gymnasts that has a very high potential to score high on beam with a season high of a 9.875. And here's sophomore Reese McClure with a 90s hip-hop floor routine. You are in for a treat. Massive double tuck, gets a lot of height on that skill. Front layout into a Rudy, and a great landing. Reese bringing everyone into this routine, showcasing her personality. Reese gearing up for her last pass. Front layout into a front full, and a great landing. That was a fantastic routine from Reese. She really leaves it all out on the floor. Gets a lot of height on that double tuck. Good connection pass. Almost looks like she has too much energy, has to take a little bounce out of it.
So after a little 90s action in College Park on the floor, let's go back over to the beam.
Great series. Back handspring layout, step out. Solid.
I was going to say real quick, after we had some 90s action, now we have some pre-pandemic action with mass golf playing.
Stephanie showcasing her flexibility there. Beautiful scale. Side aerial, back layout, full dismount, and a stuck landing for Stephanie. Rutgers will be very happy with that one.
So let's take another look at Stephanie Zanella there on the balance beam.
And she finishes those landings so strong. Look at the dismount. Fantastic, holds on to it there.
So Maryland back to the floor. Sabria Rouse, one of Maryland's 3 seniors, along with Audrey Barber and Kalia Burgess.
And Sabria has a season high on this event of a 9.9. Big double pike there. Great landing from Sabria. One and a half, front layout, fantastic. And you see Sabria incorporating some TikTok moves in this routine. Just having a lot of fun with this choreography. Getting everyone involved, her teammates, the coaches. Just the last pass. Double tuck. And it looked like she just over-rotated there, maybe pulled her knees a little bit too hard and had to sit down on that landing. Uncharacteristic mistake from the senior, but this team will look to bounce back. A great landing on that first pass. And then you see May just holds onto her legs a little bit too long there, doesn't spot the floor. But a good first half of that routine for Sabria.
So over to the balance beam, it is Hannah Joyner time on there for Rutgers.
Great series, back handspring layout, step out. Beautiful leap, switch split into a switch half. Side aerial, back layout full, and a stuck landing for Hannah. Her team is happy with that one. See another look at that series. Absolutely spot on. And a big dismount. Nice stuck landing.
Rutgers fired up after that performance on the balance beam. And now Maryland ready to get pumped up itself as it will send Kalia Burgess onto the floor, the 5th of the 6 routines that we'll see from the Terps in this final rotation. Kalia Burgess, as we were talking about, we're talking a lot today about the seniors on this team and the way that they have served as leaders, and Coach Nelligan said that a lot of times they're always just looking focused, telling the younger kids, you've got this, and just always having that steadying presence there every time that they're out and with the team. Kalia Burgess is out of Woodbridge, Virginia, and she is a star senior for the Terps and a Big Ten gymnast to watch prior to this season.
The judges are having another conference here. You see Kalia staying very loose, super smiley. And she's a veteran on this event. She knows that these conferences happen, so she's just gonna stay super loose, remain focused, and just be confident moving forward.
So as for these Maryland Terrapins, talking about the 6 and 7 record they have, which is, and Rutgers at 1 and 8. We're talking about the records being at this point with the national qualifying score being the more important thing at this point in the season, as that's the way that it looks when teams are being assessed later on here in the NCAA gymnastics world.
And you see assistant coach JJ there. He is the vault and the floor coach, really keeps these girls motivated on both of those events. And he has done a fantastic job, especially this year. Maryland ranks 17 on the vault and 26 on the floor.
What kinds of words of advice did you have in particular before a big floor routine?
Yeah, JJ just wants us to have high energy going into things. He will talk you through your passes and your leaps prior to your routine, but he really just says, you got this, and leave it all out there on the floor and have fun.
Just like Coach Nelligan told his team yesterday at practice, let's just have fun. And it looks like they're having a lot of fun today. Right now, the team's standing along the floor awaiting this 5th floor routine from Kalia Burgess. See the team dancing along with the music as All I Do Is Win reverberates through the Xfinity Center speakers. And now it is time, almost, for Kalia Burgess to take the floor.
And this is a fun floor routine. Kalia knows how to dominate on this event. She has great tumbling and spectacular dance.
Next on floor for Maryland, Kalia Burgess.
Kalia starts with a triple twist. That is a very hard element, rated at an E, but she does it so well. Great jumps there. Having lots of fun with that dance. You see her teammates behind her, giving Kalia their energy as well. Front layout, front full, last pass, and a beautiful landing.
Next on beam for the Scarlet Knights.
That was a beautiful routine from the senior. See that triple twist again? She spins so quickly. And then that connection pass, very well done.
Back over to the beam, it is Belle Huang in the final slot for Rutgers. It'll have 2 exhibitions after that.
And Belle does a side aerial into a front aerial as her series. We saw that from Kira earlier, very difficult to do. And then showcases her flexibility there. Great jumps. Double twist dismount, great landing. Another stick for Rutgers. See that series, so difficult to do. And caps it off with a gorgeous landing on that dismount.
Next on the floor from Maryland,
All right, and so now we have reached the final floor exercise for the Maryland Terrapins, and who other than senior Audrey Barber.
Starts with a beautiful full in, another very difficult pass. So 1.5 front pike and a great landing. Having some fun with her dance here. One more pass from the senior. Big double tuck and a great landing. That was a fantastic routine from Audrey. The team is very happy with that. Has a previous season high on floor of a 9.85, but I think this routine will exceed that. Last pass, the double tuck, it is just so high. It was absolutely amazing.
So Audrey Barber gets up there to complete today's competitions, and now we have 2 more exhibitions coming up for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on the balance beam, starting with Jordan Halcomb.
That was a great series from Jordan to start things off.
Halcomb, a freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Front aerial into a beat jump. Split jump into a split 3/4. Front full dismount and a stuck landing for Jordan. She's going to be very happy with that routine in the exhibition spot.
And her teammates are happy about it as they run on over to her to double high-five her after it.
Back handspring layout, step out, and that was very solid and controlled. And then the dismount, little soft knees on that, but otherwise fantastic.
So we are going to have one more exhibition for the Scarlet Knights, and this time it will be Sage Littlejohn. She is a junior out of Orlando, Florida, primarily competing on the beam, and she has a career high of a 9.775. She'll look to make the most of this exhibition round. The Terps are getting excited on the other side as this meet nears its official finish. Taking a look at Rutgers on the beam, posting a 48.975 and all scores above a 9.5.
Next on the beam for Rutgers, Sage Littlejohn.
See Sage mount the beam. Beautiful full turn. Triple series, very hard to do. Back handspring, layout, step out. Straddle jump into a straddle half. Front tuck full dismount, tiniest of shuffles. That was a great routine.
Take another look at Sage Littlejohn on the exhibition over at the balance beam.
Talking about that triple series, so difficult to do. She does it so gracefully. And she really made the most of the opportunity in that exhibition spot.
So Maryland on the floor today, totaling a 49.075 and not one, but two 9.9s posted by two of its seniors, Kalia Burgess and Audrey Barber.
And that will be a new season high for Barber on the floor.
So we have reached the conclusion. Stay tuned for more from College Park on the Big Ten Network. The winner of tonight's meet, the Maryland Terrapins, posting a 196.025, Maryland's second highest score of the season when it posted a 196.275 against Penn State earlier. But as we were just talking about, that's even bigger for Maryland now, because when the national qualifying with the NQS, the highest score and the lowest score do not count toward that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Maryland did exactly what they needed to do today. They wanted to post a high score, and when you switch over to NQS, you take out that lowest score and that highest score. So now Maryland is counting a 196 towards their NQS, and that is exactly what they need to do. Looking forward to postseason and looking at those rankings.
Rutgers couldn't quite crack a 49 in any of the four events today. Maryland does that in two of them. Maryland also sees a variety of career highs that we've been talking about we've been talking about throughout the match today, rather, as Maryland accomplished a lot with its big win today over the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. So we have the awards ceremony coming up right now here from the Xfinity Center in College Park. Both teams lining up on the floor. And you know, it's interesting in gymnastics, like, you know, it's a sport, rather, I guess, of a lot of very small things that could have an impact on things. You know, you saw Rutgers post a 194.6, only 1.4 number of points shy of Maryland, but it's a big difference. And the way that you earn a higher score, you do the little things.
Yeah, absolutely. Judges are looking for a lot of little things that add up to that team score. As we see Aleka Chiknius get the vault title tonight. Audrey Barber will claim the uneven bars title.
Our top scores on the beam with scores of 9.875 from Rutgers, Hannah Joyner and Stephanie Zanella. And from Maryland, Reese McClure.
Three-way tie on beam tonight with a 9.875 from Hannah Joyner, Stephanie Zanella, and Reese McClure. And the seniors will take the floor title tonight with a 9.9. And they're still having fun out there on the floor.
In third place with a total score of 38.975 from Rutgers, Bell Wong.
See, Bell plays third in the all-around tonight.
With an all-around score of 39.35 from Rutgers, Hannah Joyner.
Hannah Joyner from Rutgers will play second in the all-around.
Tonight's all-around champion, finishing with a score of 39.425 from Maryland, Audrey Barber.
And Audrey Barber claims that all-around title with a new season high of a 39.425.
With a score of 194.6, Rutgers. And coming out on top tonight with a total team score of 196.025, your Maryland Terrapins. And that concludes tonight's event. Thank you.
And so it is a victory for the Maryland Terrapins over the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Happy to bring it to you here on the Big Ten Network. For Thomas Mason, Alex Gross, and my partner, the former Terp and the superstar broadcaster, Kirsten Peterman, I am Shane Connick saying so long from College Park.